Hey guys, it's Adam. I want to take a moment and personally thank you for listening to our shows, for downloading our shows, and for sharing them with your friends. With your guys' support, we just moved the Twisted 10 into the threshold of the top 100 comedy shows in iTunes. It made it to number 99, granted, just barely crept in there. However, that's still monumental for us. Out of the tens of thousands of podcasts that are out there, that's one of the most difficult categories to breach into. Thank you very, very much for helping us to get there. If you haven't already done so, please go give us a 5-star rating and give us a review, a short little 1-line, 2-line review, letting us know that you enjoy the show. iTunes reviews are like podcast currency. It legitifies the show, it allows us to get better guests, and it allows our sponsors to really see that we're reaching the listeners that are out there. If you haven't done so yet, please go do it. We would greatly appreciate it. We've got a ton on the horizon from Dichotomy Media, a lot more on our YouTube channel, more Get Out Penny cartoons, all sorts of stuff. So please help us by giving us that 5-star rating and a little review. Thank you very much and enjoy the show.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All 3 engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're listening to the Twisted 10, bringing you original and unique, host-created top 10 lists, recorded live in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida, with hosts Tach Van Sickle and Adam Poston.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Twisted 10. The cast in here already sees up on the screen, so they know that none of us are guest hosting this week.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
I am Adam. I am one of your regular hosts on the Twisted 10. Sitting over on the lady chase back in the back.
Hi, I'm Andrea Joy.
Sitting over on the chair today.
It is Jay Alvarez.
We don't have Tach this week, but in his shoes,
Hey, Mr. Wilson!
Mr. Wilson joining us.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. All right. And you guys see this up on our screen. We've got a very, very special guest. I'd like to specially thank Kevin Allison for the introduction to this person. We greatly appreciate that. Kevin Allison did an episode with us, about 2 months ago?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, about a month and a half, 2 months.
So this week, we've got a guest that's coming on board with us that is an entertainer, is an entrepreneur, an LGBT activist, founder of, and correct me on some of this stuff too if I screw it up, but founder of Raw Dog Entertainment, is an openly transgender woman. She has become an internet personality and has spoken out on human rights relating to the LGBT community. Also has an autobiography and an album. Good gracious, that's just quite a lot. We're honored to have you on, the very talented and very beautiful Miss TS Madison.
Hey,
So,
guys.
yes, thank you for joining us.
Can we cue the applause?
Oh, very nice. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for having me. You know, I'm always happy to be a guest on somebody's couch, especially when I get up and there's $20 there. I'm always happy.
Oh, yeah. But no, we did I get all that right, by the way? Because I got all that off of
Well,
Wikipedia.
you got all of it
And
right. I mean, everything. You did everything fine. You did your research. You read a little something. You did a little bit of reading.
a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So for those listeners who are new to the Twisted 10, so some of maybe TS Madison's fans and followers that are coming to us brand new, the Twisted 10 is a top 10 list podcast. Each week, either one of our regular in-house hosts or a guest host in this situation brings a unique top 10 list to the audience, to our audience members. We've ranged from everything from best and worst infomercial products to murder mysteries to Darwin Awards to, I mean, you name it. It's all over the spectrum. And then we publish them out for you guys to enjoy and share and talk about. Every single episode goes out as explicit, just in case we, say something that little ears shouldn't hear. And I have a feeling tonight we might just cross that line a little bit.
Yeah, keep your fucking kids away from this episode, folks.
Just a little bit.
Hey, my daughter graduated 6th grade today. She's good.
Well then fucking bring it on.
Ready.
Oh, well, I know where she graduated too. I'm sure she's heard worse than what we say in here. I'm just saying. But before we get to your list, Madison, I would like to ask, so we put out something that's saying that you were going to be joining us on this episode, and more than any other guest that we've ever had on Twisted 10, we got fan reaction, listener reaction to people that love you and wanted to ask questions because you offer a unique perspective. So I was wondering if I could ask you a few of the questions from some of our listeners.
Yes, please. I'd love to answer them too.
Oh, very cool. All right, first question comes from Shelby. And this, by the way, this isn't an interview-style podcast typically, but in this case, we're making a special exception.
Well, you got a star on here, honey.
Damn right.
You got a star.
All right, so the first question comes from Shelby. She's 24. She's an Orlando resident. She wants to know, how did Pulse affect popular opinions? And this is geared towards sympathy-wise for the LGBT community.
I've actually hosted, and the reason why Shelby asked that question, because I did a video right after, or speaking out about the incident, like right after the event, the incident had happened. Like right after it happened, there were no other people, like other public figure people in our community or even really outside that was speaking about the tragic situation. And as soon as it happened, I turned on my video and I just let all of my emotions and energy flow out through the video. Sure. And in the video, I was calling for, where is everyone? Where is everyone? Where is? And I'm not gonna call any of the celebrities' names, because since that situation has happened, they didn't respond probably like as quick as I wanted them to. Some of them didn't respond really at all, but some of them did respond. But I wanted to know, where were the entertainers that the LGBT people worship? Where were the entertainers that we worship and we put on a pedestal? Why are they not saying anything? Why are they not? I wanted them to be vocal.
Sure. I
didn't want the tragedy to happen and they start posting "Pray for Orlando." No, I wanted you to come out of your mouth, and I wanted you to speak to the hundreds of thousands and millions of people that follow you, and I wanted you to tell them you're hurt by this, or this has affected you, because while they were not speaking, there were other people that were speaking, like some church leaders and things like that, who were coming and saying that this was an act of God. This was something that came from God. You understand what I'm saying?
Good gracious. Yeah.
It was a lot. It was, I needed the people that we really love and look to come out and speak and aggressively combat this stuff that these other people were saying. And we didn't get a lot of that, but my video prompted lots of them to do it, because my video went viral.
Nice.
And it caused people to come forth and start really saying, Lady Gaga was also one of the first people on the scene. I've always loved Lady Gaga and Lady Gaga's stance with the LGBT community, and I had a more open heart and more love for Gaga, because I actually opened at Pulse not a few days, but probably maybe Mama, when was that? We was at April 16th. It was your birthday, April Major. Like it was in April, and that was the last time that I was at Pulse. And I opened up on Latin Night. I performed on Latin Night. I told jokes and did the crowd, and and that was like a home club for me when I come to Orlando. I'm always treated like royalty when I get there. And my mother was there with me, and I was like, this could have been the night that it happened, and it could have happened to me, and I could have brought my mother there. And people were saying, oh, all those gay people needed to be killed. And I'm like, but it wasn't just gay people there in the club. There were people that were there with their families, celebrating, having a good time. And I needed the stars that we worship to open their mouth and combat this stupid stuff that these people were saying over here. You know?
Yeah, 100%. You'll have to send me, if you don't mind, before we're maybe after we're done tonight, send me a link to that video, or I'll search it up, see if I can find it on YouTube, I assume.
Yes, it is. It's there. It went viral. It went viral. So, like the New York Times reached out to me, and they wanted to use snippets of it, but I don't know, because I was angry when it happened, because those people are my family. Like the Pulse owner, the Pulse staff. Those were my family, you know. And then some of them were dead, like were murdered.
Yeah.
And how do I think that it has affected? Re-ask me the question again so I can.
So her question came in as, how did Pulse affect popular opinion? And it really was geared towards the sympathy that the public has towards the LGBT community. So do you think it gained attention for the LGBT? Of course, it was a tragedy. So trying to find at least maybe some positive in the negative that happened. Do you think it gained some sympathy towards the LGBT community as a whole? Maybe brought them together
I honestly
closer.
think that after I demanded that voices bigger than mine speak up. I think people saw that, started to get on and speak out.
Perfect.
So I think that it made more of the people talk about it. It became like, oh my God. And especially when they looked down into the situation, they saw, well, it was not just gay and lesbian people that were murdered. There were their families and friends and staff, people that were just at work, you know.
Yep.
They were at work. So I think that it did open up just a smidge more care. Just a little bit. Not as much as it should have.
The community here, so we're about 40 minutes east of Orlando, right on the beach. That's where our studios are. And Pulse and that entire Orlando community kind of outreaches further than that. Josh, for example, is over on the West Coast. He lives in Tampa. We live over here in the Cocoa Beach area. And, you know, that whole community has come together really well. They've done a lot in Orlando since then. So, you know, if there's any positive in that you can pull from that tragedy, I think in this area, at least this local area, this area is bonded together a lot, especially at the 1 year anniversary.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Now that I did see that
All right.
it bonded together.
So I'm going to follow up with another question, and this is a two-part question. It's actually from two different people, but a very similar question. From Austin, he's 22, he lives in Orlando, and then also from Steph, she's 27, she lives in Palm Bay, down south of us from down here. Austin's question is, for all the people who don't feel comfortable in their own skin, what can we do to help support them, or even support ourselves if we are those people? He recently, at the age of 22, he recently came out. Stephanie's question, which is similar, is if you could give advice to anybody who is struggling with the skin they were born in, what would it be?
Well, I would like to tell them to sit themselves down in the mirror and ask themselves, how long am I going to be unhappy? How long? How long am I going to live the life for everybody else around me and not the person that I'm looking at right here? And write it down on a piece of paper, like write down the importance of everybody else, and then put their self on the other side. Talk to themselves, have a long conversation with themselves, and make the first question, how long am I going to make all of these people on this side of the list more important than the person over here?
It's fabulous advice.
It's great advice.
A couple more. Joey, 18, young guy. He's from Phoenix, Arizona. How common is it for people to come out as trans under 18 and the struggles they face versus someone that's over 18? He says, as someone who came out at the age of 13, I had little to no resources at the time. So that kind of dips into his life a little bit and some of the struggles he might have had.
Well, being the way that social media is now, and everybody's able to see, we're no longer living. Trans people are really no longer living. I'm gonna say they're no longer, but the majority of trans people are no longer living stealth lives. You know, so we have a lot of open people out that say, "Hey, I'm trans. I'm trans." So it's making people that identify with what they see come out faster. Now, when it comes down to the resources part, my suggestion to anybody that's at the age of 13 is, honey, go through school first. Finish your education first. Make sure that you're smart here to know where you want to go in life. You know, I know that we're so anxious to look the way we feel on the inside, but what's important is you have to have security. And at 13 years old, you're really not thinking about security. You're not really not thinking that.
That's a good point.
I'm going to turn 30 years old, and I'm going to have lights, water, phone, gas. You know, I'm going to have those bills. You're thinking about, I want breasts and lips, and boobs and I want to be a woman.
Yep.
You have to get your education first, and then you have to make that a priority on your list, but focus on security first.
Okay, that's fantastic advice. All right, so our last one is an anonymous submission through our email. Comes in and says, right now, there's a big push for marriage equality, and we're on the path to getting there. But what's next? What should we start looking towards after that's accomplished to further equalize same-sex relationships and the whole spectrum of the LGBT plus rights in the eyes of the law? So he wants to know, or she wants to know, whoever it is, what happens next. So if we get, let's say we get marriage approved and that's done and on the books nationally.
But it was approved though.
From a national level?
Yeah.
Yes.
Supreme Court ruled it. Same-sex marriage is legal.
Well, I'd like to call this anonymous guy out, but I'm just as ignorant as the anonymous guy, so I guess not. All right, so what's next on the horizon? What can our communities do to strengthen that equality?
Same-sex divorce.
That too. I think that what all communities can do is mind their business, because a lot of people are angry about. Listen, I don't know who in this room is married to who. My business is we're having a fun time on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're minding our business and having a fun time on this podcast. I think what people tend to do is they tend to worry about what's going on in their neighbor's home instead of allowing their neighbors to just be their neighbors and speak to them every day. I think people should just mind their business, respect everyone's individuality, and there will be world peace if we respect each other more. I think that's what we need to do. We need to do that inside of our own LGBT community and outside of that. People need to just respect each other more.
I'm happy you said that. No, because I used to catch a lot of shit back in the day because I grew up in Miami and there's a huge gay community out there.
Yeah,
And
I'm from Miami.
What part are you from?
I'm from Dade, baby, 305.
Oh, I grew up in
I'm
Doral.
down there in, like Goulds area, Goulds, Paran.
Oh, okay, I know exactly where you're around. Okay.
Yeah.
So I went to Coral Park High School. So around that we actually had, a pretty decent, for high school in the in the late 90s, early 2000s, pretty decent gay population. And it was always kind of the conversation like, what do you think? What do you think? And my response was, I don't give a shit.
Right.
What they do behind closed doors is none of my fucking business. Right now,
That is
it's
your
Rolly.
business.
Rolly is Rolly. I don't give a damn who he's fucking. And people were like, "Oh, that's not the same as acceptance." I'm like, "What? How is that? I'm not making. I don't think of him differently. I don't treat him differently. I don't look at him differently. What he does behind closed doors is none of my fucking business."
Right.
Now, if he wants to hold hands with Raul down the street, by all means, go for it.
Hey,
But
that's Raul and him. I don't have anything to do with that.
No. Are you happy? Are you happy?
I'm gonna speak to him and Raul, and I'm gonna keep going about my business.
My business. You're my friend. My business is. Does he treat you well? Does he hit you? All right, fantastic. And enjoy. Mazel tov.
That's right. I like the way you think.
Thank you. We just got validation, yo. We getting a lot, and we peoples too. Oh, we from 305. This is gonna be a good hour.
When I get up there, I need a job.
There you go.
Shit,
Work that room. Work that room. All right, so let's move on to the top 10 list.
All right.
All right.
So what?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the host of this show tonight, so I need y'all to sit back.
Take it. I gotta turn you up a little bit though, Madison. Hang on one second.
We're gonna hit your volume up.
Madison, can you say something for me if you don't mind?
Something for me if you don't mind.
God damn it, that's what we're doing every week now. Whenever you do sound checks,
We're gonna sing it.
that's it.
All right, it is your show. Take it away. We got some ideas for you too, but take it away.
Yeah, I need it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's topic is the top 10 sexual taboos. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I chose this because we are all adults sitting here on this couch, and I personally feel that as adults, we should be open to do what we like to do. But, some of us, like I was saying earlier, don't mind our own business. So we put everything in a taboo category. Like, oh my God, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to talk about it. Ooh. So the lowest, number 10 on my list is feet.
Ooh.
What do you think about that?
I've never understood people who are into the feet thing, man. I've got an issue with
there
people
you go.
touching my
See,
feet.
look at you.
I'm afraid of it. I don't like feet.
No, Madison, he won't even get like a pedicure, foot massage. So touching his feet is
Why?
a no-go.
Let me tell you, for a man who lives in Florida, I have never seen him wearing flip flops.
Do you
And
have
he-
ugly feet?
Maybe that's
No.
part of it, but
He doesn't have ugly feet. And I look at feet a lot because I do pedicures all day.
Well, what about you, Andrea? Do you like feet worship?
I'm supposed to be as a Pisces, but I've never went after feet like that.
Wait, the zodiac has something to do with that?
Maybe because I shave off corns as a living.
So no one in the room has ever had their toes done.
Nope.
I have.
Creeping me out just thinking about it.
My girlfriend's listening to this. I wasn't into it only because it made me twitch and I almost kicked her. You know what I mean? So, like, I did because it tickled. I didn't get any sexual out of it. It was like she wanted to give it a shot. I was like, do you, boo? All right. And she started sucking on my toes, and it was a weird sensation. It was real ticklish, and I started like twitching my foot, and it was almost like 40-year-old virgin when he kicks the girl. And I almost kicked my ex-wife in the face.
Well, did you get an erection though?
Oh, I already had an erection. Oh, this was after she went from giving me a blowjob and going down. So the erection was already there. I lost it. I did lose it. No. I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I did absolutely lose it. Not my thing. I did it to her. She fucking loved it. And I was like, all right, cool. This is the thing we do for you now.
Okay. So my background is adult entertainment. And, you know, there used to be times when guys used to be like, oh, God, you got cute. You got pretty feet. I just want to stick your feet all in my mouth and all that stuff. And I was like, well, what the hell is?
I never understood it.
I didn't understand.
Me neither.
At first, I didn't understand until the right person came and did it.
Huh.
So it's like oral sex. I'm not into it. You haven't had the right person do it yet.
Oh, baby, everybody into oral sex. And whoever said they ain't is a lie.
I was like that. Anybody who says this is better than sex, or you're having the wrong kind of sex.
Okay, well. So number 10 for me was feet.
Yeah.
Number 9, because I'm going up.
All right.
Rim jobs.
Rim jobs.
Yes, tossing the salad.
Rim shot.
Going around.
You got that toss salad, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Nope.
Not a fan, Josh?
Nope.
Never gone down that road.
I've received it and done it.
You never gone down the Hershey Highway?
Listen to Andrea back there.
There's not much I haven't tried.
So let's talk about it real quick.
Adam's like, yes, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this right now.
The first time you received it, how did you what what happened? Did it blow your mind?
Kind of. It was like, that's an interesting feeling, but you still kind of feel like it's taboo. Like you feel like, well, is this bad to feel good? So you just have to just relax and just feel like a whore. And then it's fun.
I gotta ask, what about when you gave it?
Kind of the same. Nope, didn't really enjoy it too much.
Any specific reason why?
Because the bathroom smells really bad after a guy leaves it. And the hair.
This wasn't me.
Yeah,
let me clarify that for our listeners.
I think the look on your face when she said that she's given and received made it clear that it wasn't you.
Yeah, no. So Andrea, for you, Madison, Andrea is my girlfriend, and we live together. But I'm not the recipient of said rim job.
We won't tell anyone.
I've given her some, but I'm not the recipient. No, good.
His when she said that she's given and received, his eyebrows went up so high, his hairline is receding.
Okay, so you've never received it?
Who are we talking to?
For me, for Adam?
Yes.
No,
Adam.
I've never received it. Look, not that I'm opposed to it. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to it, but listen, I deal with that butt every day. I know what's down there, and if a girl wants to do that, by all means, go for it. But I know what you got to go through to get to the goods. So, no, I don't think it would do anything.
What about you, Dade County?
Oh, I had it. I had received it once. Not a fan. Wasn't all right with it. I wasn't cool with it. Then I reciprocated, and she was all about it. And I'm a giver. I'm the type, if she's into it, I'll do whatever the fuck you want, babe. That's what I'm just happy I'm happy that you're naked, I'm naked, and I'm invited to the party. So whatever you want to do, so long as you're fresh out of the shower. That's my one condition. You must be fresh out of the shower.
Nice.
No, you can't. They can't just get out of the shower for me. Like for me, if I do it, because I know I know the preparations that I take in order for me to receive it.
Mm-hmm.
I know my preparation. So in order for me to give it, I have to submerge them down. I have to sit them down in the bath. I have to bathe them. It's just like when you're preparing a roast. Or chicken.
It's a rump roast. You're preparing a rump roast.
Yeah, rump roast. You gotta clean it before you eat it.
Oh shit!
What about you, Josh?
You know, I may be into it more than anything else.
I don't think I've ever seen Josh this quiet in my life.
Yeah.
it just doesn't sound appealing to give or receive.
To give or receive?
It's never crossed my mind.
Just coast down the Hershey Highway like Caitlyn Jenner. Just don't hit nobody. Don't hit nobody while you're coasting. You'll be fine.
All right, I'm going to text my wife right now and let her know what's happening.
Be like, baby, tonight we're trying rib jobs.
Baby, you might feel a poke somewhere different.
Okay, so that was number 9, right?
Yep, that was number 9.
Number 8.
8. Oh boy.
Uh-oh. I love this face.
Golden shower.
Oh man.
Man, if it wasn't for R. Kelly and So For Real with that Candy Rain song, nobody would know what the hell this was.
Received it, but it was in the shower.
You received it in the shower?
I said that's a shower thing.
I gotta try it.
You are a total freak over there. I'm gonna have to hire you, girl.
Yes.
I'm just a sweet little girl from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma, sweet little girl means a whole different thing.
All right, Adam.
All right, so I have to have a qualifying question, and my qualifying question is for a female's what they would consider squirting. Is that
No?
Is that a mixture?
No.
Is it pee or is it actual some other fluid? Because I had a girl that said she wanted to try something new with me one time, and she said it was a squirt, but no, to me I felt like I got peed on. I didn't necessarily enjoy it. I wasn't really sure what it was.
I don't know. I think
the only one on the panel that has a real coochie, honey, is Andrea. So we have to ask her.
That's a good point.
You are surrounded by dicks.
I don't know. I've never done that. Actually, no. When I was younger, my mom had one of those like back massagers, like the big, like huge ones.
Yeah, back massage.
So
yeah.
I mean, like
That's what
through
she
a
used
pillow,
it for.
you could feel it. So I tried that, and all of a sudden there was warm gushing, and it didn't feel like I was peeing. It felt different.
Yeah.
It was a different sensation. I'm not sure because it didn't smell like pee or look like pee.
I've had a couple women in my day squirt, and it doesn't smell like pee, because that is a pungent. And some of these women ate a lot of asparagus, so you would know right off the bat what was going on.
So what did it taste like?
No, that didn't happen with my face down there. Actually, no, it happened once. Hold on, I'm coming. It's coming back to me now.
He's got that memory repressed.
It's coming back. No, it didn't taste like anything. It wasn't like at first I was a little pissed because I thought she peed. And
I see what you did there. A little pissed. I see what you did.
No, at first I really was pissed off. I was like, "Did you just pee in my fucking mouth?" And she's like, "No, I squirted." I was like,
Okay.
"Yeah, okay, I buy that."
Okay, so did she squirt because you were eating well?
Yes.
Or did you?
Yes, that's what my ego. That's the only thing my ego allows me to believe.
I
Yes.
believe it comes from like extreme clitoral stimulation.
Yeah, no. I was going to work. I was actually trying to make it happen, because she said we were young and stupid, but that was I was going to work on that, and it was. The jury's still out medically because there's a lot of doctors that say it is urine. There's a lot of doctors that say, how the fuck do you know you have a penis? So the jury's still out as to what it actually is. But I've been with several women that have squirted, and they all say, no, I didn't just pee the bed. I didn't just piss on your dick. You didn't. Do I look like R. Kelly? No, that's not what just happened. So no, it is not the same as a golden shower. A woman squirting.
All right. Well, then I'm going to say then my answer would be no. I don't think I've ever had that happen to me. I'm not opposed to it, but I don't think that I've ever had it happen.
Ooh, unless like you, okay, because I'm going to come back to it in 1 second because I need to hear Josh.
All right.
My ex-wife pissed on me, and she tried to surprise me.
I was about to say, was it while she was divorcing you? Like,
we were in the shower, and she said, "I've never done this before," so I peed on her, and she's like, "Oh, that was all right. That was weird. That's cool." And then she said, "Do you want to try it?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. Let's try this." And it was just warm, and I felt dirt. I was in the shower, and I just felt dirty.
I just see you curled up in the fetal position in the corner, like he was my friend. He was my friend.
But so many people love that. Like,
I mean, more power to them.
Yeah.
I get so many requests for that. Like, when I was doing my films, I got so many requests for that. I just feel like, what is it? Like, what is it? And then, I did it. I was the giver, not the recipient. And I was just like, okay, well, was it supposed to be something magical happen?
Yeah.
And he was over there, oh, yeah. Oh, I was like, okay, well.
The only time I think I've ever been peed on is when I got stung by a jellyfish. So I don't think it's the same context.
That doesn't actually do anything.
You didn't have an erection when you got stung by the jellyfish.
That'd be the weirdest jellyfish.
Yeah, that would have been a weird reaction to a jellyfish.
I bet every single one of y'all have given a golden shower when you were babies.
Oh yeah. Well, in that sense, yeah, my son's giving me about 3 or 4. Yeah,
that's not a sexual though. I mean, unless you're a really active baby. I'm just saying that's weird.
This is the taboo list.
Yeah,
this is a taboo. That's a good point.
Yeah, no, I've never had it done to me. I'm not into it. I don't want it to keep that in there. No.
Yeah, I'm not big on that either.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just not big on that either. There's some people that are really out there that's into that, but I'm not big on it.
I'm to the point where if I feel like if I lay down on a woman's bed and you know how sometimes they have that plastic cover over the mattress but under the sheets,
yeah,
like why is this here? What are you doing? What are we doing tonight? No, and I will leave
unless it has
she could be a squirter. That's
baby
right.
oil in those plastic sheets, man. That's a lot of fun. Don't knock that before you try because that's fun.
I don't know. Yeah? Maybe I'm missing out. I just feel like I'm not rolling these dice.
Okay. All right, so we got that one out of the way. That was number 8.
Yep.
Okay, number 7.
Number 7.
Anal.
Both. I've done it and received it.
Wait, done? Hang on a
minute. His hairline just went back a little more.
It was empowering when I did it.
Hold the train.
Whoa. It didn't get me off, but it was empowering.
No, you understand? That's not me.
Hold on from the other side of the room. High five.
Oh my God.
Receiving, yes.
Adam, is that why you were walking funny on Saturday?
Yeah, you got it. Oh, brother. This one's going to be hard to live down. No, it wasn't me. I heard this story once before, but it was not me.
No, it was when I was about 20.
What the fuck is a good little girl in Oklahoma doing?
Oh, that was after I moved to Florida.
Oklahoma. Do you hear me? They don't get that. They don't fuck off in Oklahoma, baby.
Hey, they do grow some good corn there. So I'm just saying that maybe that's.
Hey, he directed the youth choir too, so he taught me a lot of things. Not me. I was not in the youth choir.
So he was Catholic, is what you're saying.
I was past youth choir.
You've pegged. So you've pegged the guy.
Yes. Yep.
And you enjoyed it.
Well, it was more empowering. It didn't feel necessarily like I wasn't getting off. And it was, it felt taboo. It was weird at one time. And I never did it again. So I much more like to receive it than to give it. But I tried it.
Now I can talk about this a little bit.
I love you, girl. Y'all got to give me her phone number because I got to put her to work.
I think we just connected BFFs.
Oh, my God. So Dade County, you strike me as old freaking nigga over there. What you tell me?
That's not the first time I've been called that.
Tell me about your anal experience, and I don't mean on you because I know you straight.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I've never had it. I like my ex-wife asked, like, can I stick a finger? And that was the same night that she gave me the rim job, and she was like, how about a finger? I'm like, no, I'm really not into this. Let's just not. No. Now, as far as I really don't give a shit about anal. I know that's a thing for guys like, oh, yo, she's into anal, bro. I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a damn. To me, it's cool. It's nice if she's into it. I'm more than happy to supply the demand, I guess. But I really don't give a damn. To me, it don't make it's a wet hole. A wet hole is a wet hole is a wet hole.
Well, do you think that men who pork girls in the butt will pork a man in the butt too?
Do I think that? Oh, what? Like if a guy will fuck a girl in the ass, he'll fuck a man in the ass?
Yes.
I mean, anything's possible in prison. I mean, I'm not ruling anything out. I might have spent a night in TGK. I know. I see things.
I've been to TGK and I never got porked in TGK. I did all the porking after I got out, honey.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Because then people are like, "Oh, it's a butthole, it's a butthole." No, I don't think that's the case. I've done it to several women. I've never once been like, "Yeah, I like to stick my dick in his ass." Yeah, no, that's never been a thing. And no, right. I stared at the window. I wasn't going to look at either one of you two. There was no eye contact happening there.
Josh?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Jay. I mean, it's fun because it's different every once in a while. And as far as...
It's a little tighter sometimes. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
And sometimes? Who you been with?
Yo, man, I've been around some girls, mama. I seen some things.
Days, so I know.
Man,
Adam.
Yeah. So I enjoy giving. I've never received anything. I've had a girl that's used fingers back there, and I mean it was all right. I've heard of milking the prostate before, but I must have never had the girl that knew what she was doing well enough to do that to me. But I very, very much enjoy all the realm of a girl. So everything that could be willing to participate in sex, I'm going to do it. Now, with that being said, it's not an everyday occurrence. So it's not an every time having sex, we're going to go for anal. It's only, once in a while. But yeah, I very much enjoy it. I love going back and forth sometimes, just to be safe. Don't always do that. But
after a couple of glasses of wine, all the muscles relax,
Oh, okay. So you mean like back and forth? See,
yep.
Listen, all I got is anal, so I can't do nothing. But before he was like, "Show me your coochie," I was like,
Oh, nice.
There goes my coochie right there. Right? So so I don't know. So you go when you say back and forth, you mean
no? You can't double dip. You can't double dip.
Well, as long as there's no issues down there, you can do that.
No,
should I cut that part out?
You shouldn't do that. You should not do that.
No,
that's how you get a UTI.
Yes.
That's what happens.
Yeah, that's the fastest way. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. That's why you wipe front to back, not back to front.
That is not the relationship with a vagina that I ever thought I'd have, but I have changed my niece's diaper, and that's what it is. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. See, I'm getting the understanding of what's going on here because I'm a preoperative transsexual, honey. I still have all the plumbing equipment down there at the bottom, and I don't plan on getting rid of it.
I hear you.
So I've been educated here. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask a question because
that's kind of why it's taboo and kinky because
you don't want to mix.
With a man and a woman, he likes to go from butt to cooch. She can get a UTI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely.
And if you use a condom, you'd have to switch your condom every time.
Switch condoms.
So choose one, go for it, and
if you're gonna go ass to mouth, you gotta you gotta be careful with that. Yeah.
Or you just
there we go. Look at y'all.
Or you
y'all
just
already,
use pure.
Y'all already going to number 7. What are we on? 7?
No. This is number 7. The next one is 6. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all already going to 6. Talking about bareback or condom.
This is an easy one for me.
Yeah, I prefer bareback.
Me
too.
Definitely.
I mean, if it's like a one, if it's like a one night thing, yeah, for sure, I'm gonna wrap it up because I don't know her. But I mean, if it's like a regular thing, I've been dating her for a little bit, yeah. The question is, you're clean, right?
People like one night. People like one night. You would have no idea the things that I've encountered, the questions and the requests that I've had, like in the sex business. Okay, and there are men who like the thrill and excitement of a bareback penis in a stranger.
Yeah, no, I like my.
Yeah,
dick.
I can see that. I think. I can understand it.
But never.
Stranger danger.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I play Risk, I like to worry about attacking Russia during the wintertime. That's the only Risk I enjoy.
Yeah, I can see the appeal behind that for sure. There's no question, but yeah, you got to be safe in those situations.
In
some industries, like the adult industry, I know that a lot of that is for the most part, at least from what a consumer at my level would understand, is that a lot of that testing has happened. happens before the encounters, could potentially even occur. So before you're on set or before, you're meeting that other star or what have you, that, you're already assured that there's nothing necessarily wrong. Now, I have heard that sometimes doesn't always tell the full truth, but
yeah, you're right. However, we're talking, you saying that about porn, but porn is a stimulant, a fantasy world to the mind, which makes the consumer want to live out the real thing. So the consumer goes out into the world, and I'm telling you this from experience, from men constantly meeting me and have watched my adult film work and want to have a one-night, bareback, balls deep, swap.
Yeah.
Feel that raw thrust essence of him. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, baby, are you kidding me? I don't know you.
That was the perfect.
That was a great lead up.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I don't know you. So, but it's, and I think what people don't know out there, because my next thing, I'm sorry to be running through them so fast.
Oh, no, that's okay. Well, actually, was that number 6?
Yeah, that was number 6. So we're gonna take a break because we go 10 through 6 and then we go 5 to 1.
Okay.
That way we can break it up and we have 2 different segments in it.
So we leave the listeners hanging. They have to wait for number 5.
Yeah,
they have to wait for number 5.
Number 6.
That anticipation.
All right, we're gonna take a break in studio and we will be right back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Hey, Tach, do you ever have that conversation with your girl about where to eat dinner and it always turns into that back and forth? I don't know, you pick.
Yeah, every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah? Well, I've got an answer for you next time that comes up.
Oh, yeah? Where at?
The Salty Fox in Melbourne off of Oak Alley Boulevard.
Oh, nice. I've actually been there, and the food was pretty awesome.
Hell yeah, it was. They offer a great selection of paninis, shareable appetizers, soups and salads, and one of the best desserts I've ever had, the Funky Monkey.
Oh, yeah. My favorite was the vintage options. They got this meal called ramen noodle on crack. You just got to try it out.
Done. That's definitely what I'm getting next time.
Put the fun between your legs at the Salty Fox every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. with the Oak Alley Arts District Bike Crawl.
It's a 4-mile bicycle ride down Pineapple Avenue with stops for food and beer all along the route. Be sure to visit the Salty Fox every Sunday for brunch from 11 to 4.
Hey, isn't that the $10 bottomless mimosas brunch?
Sure is. Enjoy your brunch while the Salty Fox's DJ spins throwbacks and top 40 hits.
Salty Fox is located in the downtown Oak Alley Art District on Oak Alley Boulevard.
Check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/saltyfoxmelbourne or online at thesaltyfox.net.
Hey listeners, be sure to mention you heard about the Salty Fox on our show and you'll get 10% off your meals.
DJ on 2 turntables. DJ Gil Lugo.
Kick it one time, boy.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Hey, it's Adam. If you enjoy the hosts or the content of The Twisted 10, be sure to check out our other show. It's called Living Podcariously. While The Twisted 10 may get crass and explicit occasionally, it holds no water to Living Podcariously. We do get a little bit more rough and raw on that show. We have a lot of fun producing it and have had some awesome guests. And as always, thanks for listening.
Okay, we have 45 seconds before the anesthesia wears off, so we have to make this quick.
That's not very good anesthesia.
Focus, now. Remember why we're here.
Honestly, no. Sandwiches?
Soon. Look, we're here to tell the Twisted 10 listeners about our show, the Conversation Hat Podcast, in which a hat tells us to talk about geek culture, the arts and the abstract, features guests from the creative industries along with original sketches and music.
Oh yeah. I guess we'd mentioned that the Conversation Hat is available on iTunes, SoundCloud, and on StabbedPanda.com, right?
I really wish we'd scripted this before breaking in.
Liam, they're starting to wake up.
Oh, darn, there's no time. Come on, through the window.
We forgot the sandwiches.
Village Idiot Pub. You locals know about it. You guys from out of town have to check them out.
Village Idiot Pub is now a proud sponsor with Living Podcariously and the Twisted 10 podcasts.
It's more than just about commercials, though. The cast here will be taking our show on the road to Village Idiot to record some episodes as well as hold events. They have over 30 beers on tap, including ciders and Hefeweizen, my favorite, as well as hundreds of bottle choices.
Adam, you forgot my favorite, all the delicious wine. So get your friends together and enjoy the board games, puzzles, and the giant Jenga.
Let the owner, Jason, as well as the rest of the staff there, take excellent care of your beer drinking needs.
Mention either one of our shows to the staff and get 10% off your tab.
Tuesday is open mic, Wednesday is trivia, Thursday is karaoke, Friday and Saturday night are live music.
Visit them at 4 Harrison Street, Suite 103, Cocoa, Florida, or Village Idiot Pub on Facebook. And don't forget, they are a dog-friendly location, so bring your friends, family, and fur babies.
Do you like sci-fi, AI, and technology? Do you enjoy going on tangents and down random rabbit holes of a subject? Then join me and my friends each week on Brokebot Mountain as some artificially intelligent people attempt to walk through a maze that explores themes of existence and free thought in sci-fi TV, movies, and books. The conversations are unique and bring an unusual perspective to the genre and can literally go anywhere. And we do mean anywhere. You can find us at blazingcariboustudios.com or look for Brokebot Mountain on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play, or anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts.
You're listening to Chicago's very own DJ Gil Lugo.
All right, welcome back to the Twisted 10. Again, our special guest host this week, Miss TS Madison. So thank you so much for joining us. We are honored to have you in our studio on our big screen. We're all looking at you from over here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Would you do me a favor? For Madison's top 10 sexual taboos, can you give us your 10 through 6 that you read us for the first part?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my top 10 sexual taboos, starting with number 10, is feet. Number 9, rim jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Number 8, golden showers. Number 7, everybody love an ass, honey.
Yep.
And number 6, what's a good ass if you can't hit it raw?
Raw dogging. I think I just found our sound drop for the episode intro right there.
Yep.
Right, what's some good booty if you can't feel it?
That's right. All right, so the rest, take it over and give us your next 5. Go whenever you're ready.
All right, number 5.
Five.
This, I'm torn between a bunch of stuff, but I want to tie number 5 a little bit into number 6. Oh, God. Can 5 be like a collection of things?
Sure. It's your show. You do whatever you want to.
Come.
Skeet, skeet.
Swallow.
From the window.
Yeah. Come. So for the 5th, it's not spit or swallow. It's like, what do you do with it? Like,
just like cum playing.
Do you like it inside? Do you like it on your face?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Andrew's like, yes, all of that. Yes.
Do you like it? Do you like to taste it? Do you like to see it? Come. So we can say cum fetish.
A cum fetish.
I like it in a box with a fox.
I absolutely do like that, Sam. I am. Please give me more.
For me, I have to always start out with me. I used to love to see it. That makes me, oh my God. Like me knowing that my partner is ejaculating, me watching him come, I can ejaculate too. Mm-hmm. So I had a guy tell me the reason why he likes to pork transsexuals is because he never knew when a woman was coming. But when he was porking a trans, he could see her come.
That's, you know what?
Like, I don't know if she's faking it, so I'm gonna give her a dick.
Right. So basically you have a cum fetish, and I have lots of men who used to have these cum fetishes that it used to blow my freaking mind how they would tell me, I want to do a whole bukkake. I just want to be on my knees and I just want a room full of the girl. Mama, don't make the noise. I love you. I want a room full of the girl. I can hear the I know you did. I got a room full of the girls and I just want them to spray my face. And then I want to taste it all. So that's why I was like with the raw dogging thing, because then you get them, you're like, I want you to come at me. I'm like, what is it? Like, what has got a hold of you that wants you to do this stuff? I don't want to do it, but I like looking at it.
Wow. Andrea's about, I think you're about the only one in here that's got that for all of us, I think, huh? You shared that same fetish, not the bukkake part, but the cum fetish, right?
Not that you know of.
I don't know if I would call it a fetish. I don't need to see cum to cum. I mean, it's just fascinating because I don't have it. So, I mean, it's not like I'm like playing with it like, ooh, this is turning me on. I want to rub it on myself. But it's
more like ew, look at this.
Look how it sticks to your finger. I play with it more. Just being honest, you can't make fun of me. There's no wrong answer.
I should not know this much of what happens in your bedroom.
There's no wrong answer here.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Well, Adam, do you like to shoot it out and watch it come out, or do you care to see it?
So we tried that once. We haven't really done, I mean, yes, to answer your question, yes, I enjoy it. However, if I'm given the option, I'd rather leave it in to come. When I hit my climax, I'd rather be inside when I do that. It just as a personal preference. But I've tried pulling out and shooting on a face or a boob or, whatever, whatever happens to be there.
Does that make you feel like the man? Like, yeah.
Not really. So we tried that, and it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't give me any power trip. It in fact makes me feel a little bit like I'm taking advantage of the situation, because I think Andrea would probably prefer I leave it in as well. She wants a baby though, so that's different. That's different. So I think she thinks it's a waste if it comes all over her face, but. No, it doesn't really do anything. I'm 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I enjoy coming no matter where it is, I guess. I don't prefer on the face. I think I prefer just coming inside. I think that's where I like to go.
Well, Josh, what about you?
I mean, so your question was whether I get off harder if I can see myself getting off. Not really. I'm so focused on everything else that's going on.
I'm finding out that the only one that doesn't have boring sex in that room is Andrea. And Dade County. Now, Dade County, it's a lot go on with you. You know what I'm saying?
You, as far as preference goes, whatever's easiest to clean up. Like it doesn't really do anything for me. Like if I come on a girl, it's because she's not on birth control, and I'm gonna sleep on these sheets. So it's just easier to come on her and then go into the shower and then clean it up, because I'm gonna be sleeping on these sheets when she comes out of the shower. Cat Fair is on the dresser. Like, go home. Don't be here when I wake up.
What do I like feeling it all warm inside me. That feels good too.
Yeah, filling it up in her ovaries and filling her womb with new life.
But you can come right on me and rub it in a little,
It's great.
Having fun.
It's great for moisture.
It's really weird. Every time I come on her chest, she scoops it up and shoves it in. I don't know what that's all about.
Well, see, there it is.
She just wants that seed.
Waste not.
What was that? Oh, whoop! There it is. I thought you knew.
Or if it's still on him, I'm like, well, let's clean this up. Lick it right off.
Yeah, she is not afraid.
I love her.
Yeah, she's not afraid of that. She's a good girl for that. Extremely good girl.
That brings me up to number 4. The number 4 taboo thing here is group sex. Would you do this all in a group?
Right now?
Group as in anything more than 2, or group meaning it has to be more than 3? Because some people have different definitions of that.
Anything more than 2 definitely has to be more than 3.
Okay. Yeah, because some people don't consider a 3-way group sex. So that's not a group, that's just a threesome. Now you add in a 4th, now we got a group of people talking.
Yeah.
I haven't done more than 3. I'm really.
I have a hard enough
with that life. Girl, you about that life.
I have a hard enough time making one woman happy. Why am I gonna disappoint two at the same time?
Nice.
So no group sex?
Oh,
Adam has.
Yeah, Josh has. Yeah, oh yeah.
So Josh, all this other stuff you real silent on, but the group sex you like, yeah, I like that right there, that taboo part, that's me right there. That group sex is me. So I'm going to get a little bit deeper in that. The group sex. So what was going on? What happened? Who was eating? Who was licking? Who was sticking? And what were you seeing? Was it just visual for you, or?
I mean,
because you got one dick, Josh. You got one dick.
Last time I checked, yeah.
So some of this stuff on the bottom of this list had to be going on. In the group sex, somebody had to be doing your feet. If somebody was giving you a blow, somebody had to be licking your butt.
Man, you know what I found out about group sex is that everybody is a little bit awkward about it. The whole time. And it's unfortunate, but it's this inevitable truth. Unless it's three people. Three people's comfortable. You add a fourth person.
Everybody's just in their head about it.
What do I do? I don't want to look strange. It's so silly because we're having sex as a group. It's such a strange time to bottle up, but man, it happens.
And you like it?
Yeah, it's a good time.
Okay. Dave, kind of what you like over there, tell me.
Nah, I've never had... Honestly, I've only ever had the opportunity to have a three-way once, and I turned it down because I wasn't into the other chick. So I was like, no, I'm all right. I'm good.
Fucked up.
Well, for me, I can't do it with another. I can do it with two men or three.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's another trans girl or a woman, I can't do it. There's too many titties. I'm scared to touch something. I can't touch no titties. I'm not into the titties thing. Which brings me to my third
number 3
taboo, which is bisexuality.
Oh yeah.
Everybody quiet.
I'm waiting.
I've made out with girls.
I'm waiting for Andrea
we used
here.
to play spin the bottle. Everyone just kisses whoever. It's fun. When I'm with someone, I'm with that person and that person only. But so yeah,
I knew the guys was gonna get quiet.
Yeah, wait for them to talk.
We were waiting to hear what kind of freaky ass story she had coming out of a kinky mouth.
Yep. We definitely wanted to hear Andrea's story. She's been with a girl when she was younger. She told us that one on a prior episode of one of our other shows. So we know Andrea did that when she was younger. Maybe not the whole way. I don't remember what you said, but.
So none of the guys in the room have ever had a bisexual encounter.
Nah.
I mean, I've been with a bisexual girl.
Oh shit! I'm talking about ain't nobody in there had somebody give a hand job, a blow job,
nah,
by accident.
I know. I've been with a straight guy, a gay guy, and me before.
Yeah, I was only sleeping off a DUI at TGK, so I didn't have to do anything unsavory with my mouth. So no.
Yeah.
No
received, so nobody ain't received nothing by the same sex except Andrea.
No, that's correct. Yeah, no, none of us have ever done anything.
Right.
Not that I mean.
No, I don't judge. That goes back to what I said earlier. No, I don't judge. Yeah, it ain't me.
I want to know. It's cool for Andrea to do it. Nobody won't have a thing against a feeling against Andrea for doing it. But if any of the guys in the room do it, or have done it, or had an experience, a college experience.
Yeah,
I mean, I've kissed.
You gay, bro.
Would it make any one of the guys in the room gay from y'all perspective? From you guys' perspective?
You're only gay if you're gay. If you sexually experiment, in my opinion, it doesn't make you gay. And gay's a poor choice to describe, having some experiences. But no, it doesn't. The only way you can be gay is if you're gay. If you that's what you choose to be.
Yeah, if you identify as homosexual, you're homosexual. If you identify as bisexual, then you're bisexual. I'm not adding anything into that.
It's all about that.
Oh, you fuck guys. Oh, you gay. Oh, well, yeah. Sometimes you. In all honesty, yeah, you are gay sometimes when you're with a guy, and if you're with your girl the next day, then then you're straight that night.
Which brings me to number 2, because I know it's 8:37.
Numero dos.
Number 2.
Which brings me to number 2 of the taboo list: transsexual.
Transsexual.
I love watching transsexual porn.
I'm surprised you didn't leave this one for number 1.
No, I didn't do it for number 1 because number 1 is actually what Andrea said, which is porn.
Oh, nice.
All right, well, let's stick on number two.
Yeah, let's go back to number two.
Let's go back to number two.
And number two is transsexual.
Yeah, no, I'm not into it.
Has anybody in the room ever been turned on by a transsexual, knowing or unknowing?
No.
Well, hang on a minute.
If you didn't knowing or unknowing, honey.
I'll say it first. I'll say yes.
Yeah, I would easily say yes. There's some absolutely beautiful people that I've found out. I mean, still had certain parts that I did not expect to be there. So yeah, absolutely.
I mean, unknowing, and I've never found out, or like unknowing, like I didn't know at the time, but I found out later.
And still had and was turned on from the initial contact.
Yeah. I can cop to that.
Yeah, I would say yes to that as well, because it's, the attractiveness is there. I mean, if you find out later that there's tackle that you don't necessarily want to, that's not your thing, that's fine. But the sexual attractiveness is in the person, not the package.
I remember meeting a woman and I was like, oh, hey, how are you?
Yep.
And she had a dick, and I was like, oh, well, nice meeting you. Or we're still hanging out tomorrow for coffee, right? And that was it. That's as far as it went.
Okay, all right.
We're still friends. Actually,
what about you and a transsexual? I know you like a transsexual.
I've never actually been with one or even
there
close,
she goes.
but I like
something
to
she
watch.
ain't never did.
I know.
There goes something she's never
But I'm only
done.
36, so I have lots of time left. Yes, but I'm fascinated by the whole thing. I love watching the porn and everything on it. I mean, they're absolutely beautiful trans out there, and you're just like, wow, it's like the whole package.
My experience with the transsexual, like I'm not sexually attracted to male to female transsexuals. I've been looking at some female to male transsexuals, and I've been like, damn, this is off the chain. But for me, I'm a genitals type girl. If the genitals ain't, all the way and I gotta be careful how I say this because the trans community will wear me out. But I still have to tell you from a place of experience. I had an experience where I thought the guy was a guy, and it used to be a woman. And I was like, how the fuck is that? And my initial thing is, I want to see. Let me see.
That curiosity, that curiosity kicks in a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, I want to see. And then when when the trans man doesn't have I like a big dick.
Who
So
does?
when the trans man ain't got the big dick, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, like a post-op trans man? Like you telling me he had a surgery to have a penis added, and he didn't choose the big one? He didn't choose to supersize it? Because I had the choice.
What I'm saying is he wasn't fully complete with the transition yet.
Okay, I see what you mean.
The transition was all outer.
Right.
This, and it just when it got down to the genitals part, he didn't have. What I want? Let me tell you something. If a man got a real tiny dick, I don't want to be with him. Mm-hmm. So what the hell am I gonna be if a trans man, doesn't have a fully all the way? I don't want to be with him either.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So because I like dick, I'm a dick connoisseur. That's my thing. I'm a meat hound.
Nice.
That's what I like.
Very cool. That's what we did on our other podcast that we have. Tach, one of our other hosts, brought a list to us last week as the 10 sexual positions for a man with a small dick, and it's the best penetration positions for a man with a small dick. He went into it pretty in depth with us too. I don't know if he was speaking from experience.
I see what you did there.
That's what you did.
He went in depth. He went in pretty in depth. Did you have to go on the side for that, or kind of squeeze your hips a little bit? Yeah. Okay.
Tach, you're getting that for not being here tonight, buddy. I'm just saying that's what you get.
I think it's odd that he knew where to find that list.
For me, that's how it got to work. Now, what it brings me all the way down to the number one thing, number one taboo thing, which is soft to other people, but for me, it's porn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, jack off the porn at least daily.
Because there are things in porn that I love to look at, and even me being an adult film actress, that I will never do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I would never
bestiality would be
do.
one.
And it's mostly all the things on this list. So that's why I had to keep that to number one.
That was awesome. Oh my God.
So there it is.
That was a
There
great.
it is, the
That was awesome.
Taboo.
That was a fantastic list. Anything that you want to plug? I mean, this is your complete opportunity to plug anything you want, to include Jay 305. Just go for it. Take over. And where do you want our audience and our listeners to go to support you or the community?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure to be here with the Twisted 10 tonight. I had a good time. We talked real explicit. Well, I did keep it PG a little bit, a little rated R.
What?
But if you want to get that hardcore, dirty, nasty, filthy stuff, please make sure you're following me on Twitter at TS Madison ATL1, on Instagram, The Real TS Madison. Definitely follow me on Facebook, TS Madison Hinton, YouTube, TS Madison ATL. Nigga, just Google me, okay? Madison, okay? And you'll find everything you need. But what you guys need to be doing is tuning in to my very new show by World of Wonder. It's called Let Me Pick You Up, where I run a boober service.
Nice.
And I'm picking up bunches of celebrities, and I'm getting them in the car, taking them and going to have lunch with them, and I'm getting them to tell me their innermost, darkest secrets.
Nice.
Awesome.
Very
And it
cool.
shows every Tuesday on YouTube on Wow Presents. So just Google TS Madison. You'll find me. You'll
Okay.
find me. You'll find me.
For our listeners, be sure to check the show notes. You'll see links to everything that T.S. Madison just mentioned, as well as links right to the YouTube channels, to all of it. Did you do an episode, just real quick? Did you do an episode on Risk with Kevin already? Were you one of the?
I did an
speakers?
episode on Kevin with Risk. Yeah, I've done. And I also filmed. We did a show in Brooklyn. For CISO TV.
Oh, nice.
That was the last time I was with Kevin. I was in Brooklyn, and we did the comedy shows. It was called the Comedy Hour, or the comedy. It was something in Brooklyn. I remember the Comedy Tea Hour. It was something. It was so fun. It was my first time actually doing stand-up comedy.
Oh, well, very cool.
And it was so funny. I was able to tell a risk story live. Like, he took a good dick out of this world. He took a good dick out of this world.
Yeah. Kevin actually called that story out on his top 10 list.
Actually, yeah, that's exactly. That is where I heard that, because I knew your voice sounded familiar. He did feature you on our Twisted 10 of his stories, and you were one of the stories that he played.
This is technically your second appearance on the show. So
Yep. It is your second.
congratulations. You know what? You're the first guest we've had on twice.
That's right. Well, T.S. Madison, thank you so much for coming on. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. If there's anything we can ever do to support you, let us know. If you happen to come down to the Orlando area again, we're just a hop, skip, and a jump east of Orlando, right off the highway. So we would love to have you in studio over here, treat you to some dinner, some good old Southern style dinner. Of course, Florida Southern.
Good old Southern. As long as it ain't no damn Chinese, I don't eat Chinese.
Tacos.
That is a black people myth that all black people eat Chinese. I don't eat that shit.
All right.
That's all right.
No
Neither do
Chinese.
the Chinese.
Before we hang up with you, though, if you don't mind, can we all hover around the big screen and take a selfie with you in the background? Would that be all right?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, we'll close out the show, and then we'll hop over there and take a picture. So for our listeners, be sure to check us out on Facebook as well, facebook.com/thetwisted10. Follow us on Twitter. That is @thetwisted10. And shoot us emails to thetwisted10@gmail.com. So on behalf of our wonderful guest, Ms. T.S. Madison, thank you very much. I'm Adam.
I'm Andrea Joy.
I'm Jay Alvarez.
And I'm Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson. And we'll catch you guys
All
next
right.
week.
All right.
Awesome meeting you.
Thank y'all so much.
Thanks again.
Definitely have a great night.
Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Wait. Don't hit stop on the episode just yet. Hey, this is Tach from the podcast you just listened to. And if you enjoy living Podcariously or the Twisted 10, then you're going to love my new podcast I co-host with my lifelong buddy, Ron Caniff. It's called You're 40, Now What? It's about the trials and tribulations of turning 40 and just getting through life. So check it out on iTunes, Google Play Music, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thanks. Now go give someone a mouth hug.
Hey guys, it's Adam. I want to take a moment and personally thank you for listening to our shows, for downloading our shows, and for sharing them with your friends. With your guys' support, we just moved the Twisted 10 into the threshold of the top 100 comedy shows in iTunes. It made it to number 99, granted, just barely crept in there. However, that's still monumental for us. Out of the tens of thousands of podcasts that are out there, that's one of the most difficult categories to breach into. Thank you very, very much for helping us to get there. If you haven't already done so, please go give us a 5-star rating and give us a review, a short little 1-line, 2-line review, letting us know that you enjoy the show. iTunes reviews are like podcast currency. It legitifies the show, it allows us to get better guests, and it allows our sponsors to really see that we're reaching the listeners that are out there. If you haven't done so yet, please go do it. We would greatly appreciate it. We've got a ton on the horizon from Dichotomy Media, a lot more on our YouTube channel, more Get Out Penny cartoons, all sorts of stuff. So please help us by giving us that 5-star rating and a little review. Thank you very much and enjoy the show.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All 3 engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're listening to The Twisted 10, bringing you original and unique, host-created Top 10 list, recorded live in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida, with hosts Tach Van Sickle and Adam Poston.
All right, welcome to another episode of The Twisted 10. The cast in here already sees up on the screen, so they know that none of us are guest hosting this week.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
And aggressively combat this stuff that these other people were saying, and we didn't get a lot of that. But my video prompted lots of them to do it because my video went viral.
Nice.
And it caused people to come forth and start really saying. Lady Gaga was also one of the first people on the scene. I've always loved Lady Gaga and Lady Gaga's stance with the LGBT community, and I had a more open heart and more love for Gaga because I actually opened at Pulse not a few days, but probably maybe Mama, when was that? We was at April 16th. It was your birthday, April Major. It was in April. And that was the last time that I was at Pulse. And I opened up on Latin Night. I performed on Latin Night. I told jokes and did the crowd, and and that was like a home club for me when I come to Orlando. I'm always treated like royalty when I get there. And my mother was there with me, and I was like, this could have been the night that it happened, and it could have happened to me, and I could have brought my mother there. And people were saying, oh, all those gay people needed to be killed. And I'm like, but it wasn't just gay people there in the club. There were people that were there with their families celebrating, having a good time. And I needed the stars that we worship to open their mouth and combat this stupid stuff that these people were saying over here. You know?
Yeah, 100%. You'll have to send me, if you don't mind, before we're maybe after we're done tonight, send me a link to that video, or I'll search it up, see if I can find it on YouTube, I assume.
Yes, it is. It's there. It went viral. It went viral. So, like the news.
I am Adam. I am one of your regular hosts on the Twisted 10. Sitting over on the Lady Chase back in the back.
Hi, I'm Andrea Joy.
Sitting over on the chair today.
It is Jay Alvarez.
We don't have Tach this week, but in his shoes.
Hey, Mr. Wilson!
Mr. Wilson joining us.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. All right. And you guys see this up on our screen. We've got a very, very special guest. I'd like to specially thank Kevin Allison for the introduction to this person. We greatly appreciate that. Kevin Allison did an episode with us, about 2 months ago?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, about a month and a half, 2 months.
So this week, we've got a guest that's coming on board with us that is an entertainer, is an entrepreneur, an LGBT activist, founder of, and correct me on some of this stuff too if I screw it up, but founder of Raw Dog Entertainment, is an openly transgender woman. She has become an internet personality and has spoken out on human rights relating to the LGBT community. Also has an autobiography and an album. Good gracious, that's just quite a lot. We're honored to have you on. the very talented and very beautiful Miss TS Madison.
Hey,
so, yes, thank you for joining us.
Can we cue the applause?
Oh, very nice. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for having me. You know, I'm always happy to be a guest on somebody's couch, especially when I get up and there's $20 there. I'm always happy.
Oh yeah. But no, we did I get all that right, by the way? Because I got all that off of Wikipedia and
right. I mean, everything. You did everything fine. You did your research. You read a little something. A little bit of reading.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. So for those listeners who are new to the Twisted 10, so some of maybe T.S. Madison's...
The video right after, or speaking out about the incident, like right after the event, the incident had happened. Like right after it happened, there were no other people, like other public figure, people in our community or even really outside that was speaking about the tragic situation. And as soon as it happened, I turned on my video and I just let all of my emotions and energy flow out through the video. Sure. And in the video, I was calling for, where is everyone? Where is everyone? Where is? And I'm not gonna call any of the celebrities' names because, you know, since that situation has happened, they didn't respond probably like as quick as I wanted them to. Some of them didn't respond really at all, but some of them did respond. But I wanted to know, where were the entertainers that the LGBT people worship? Where were the entertainers that we worship and we put on a pedestal? Why are they not saying anything? You know, why are they not? I wanted them to be vocal.
Sure.
I didn't want the tragedy to happen and they start posting "Pray for Orlando." No, I wanted you to come out of your mouth, and I wanted you to speak to the hundreds of thousands and millions of people that follow you, and I wanted you to tell them you're hurt by this, or this has affected you, because while they were not speaking, you know, there were other people that were speaking, like some church leaders and things like that, who were coming and saying that this was an act of God. This was something that came from God. You understand what I'm saying?
Good gracious. So, yeah.
It was a lot. It was. I needed the people that we really love and look to come out and speak.
Fans and followers that are coming to us brand new. The Twisted 10 is a top 10 list podcast. Each week, either one of our regular in-house hosts or a guest host in this situation brings a unique top 10 list to the audience, to our audience members. We've ranged from everything from best and worst infomercial products to murder mysteries to Darwin Awards to, I mean, you name it. It's all over the spectrum. And then we publish them out for you guys to enjoy and share and talk about. Every single episode goes out as explicit, just in case we, say something that little ears shouldn't hear. And I have a feeling tonight we might just cross that line a little bit.
Yeah, keep your fucking kids away from this episode, folks.
Hey, my daughter graduated 6th grade today. She's good.
Well then fucking bring it on.
Oh, well, I know where she graduated too. I'm sure she's heard worse than what we say in here. I'm just saying. But before we get to your list, Madison, I would like to ask, so we put out something that's saying that you were going to be joining us on this episode, and more than any other guest that we've ever had on Twisted 10, we got fan reaction, listener reaction to people that love you and wanted to ask questions because you offer a unique perspective. So I was wondering if I could ask you a few of the questions from some of our listeners.
Yes, please. I'd love to answer them too.
Oh, very cool. All right, first question comes from Shelby. And this, by the way, this isn't an interview-style podcast typically, but in this case, we're making a special exception.
Well, you got a star on here, honey.
Damn right.
You got a star.
All right, so the first question comes from Shelby. She's 24. She's an Orlando resident. She wants to know, how did Pulse affect popular opinions? And this is geared towards sympathy-wise for the LGBT community.
I've actually hosted, and the reason why Shelby asked that question, because I did